So Sam, we're looking back initially at a couple of Saturdays ago on the weekend roundup, and we're talking to you after a impressive innings of 83, I think it was, for the fifth team.
Yeah.
How are you feeling after that game?
Well, as good as it was to get a score like that, we still lost. Like, so yeah, you got it's good to do something like that, but you look at the larger thing and it's like, yeah, it's disappointing and what's the word? Well, I feel proud about what I've done, but yeah, it's disappointing the end game, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously a sort of high scoring game as well. So yourself, 83, I think 68 of them coming in boundaries with 17 fours. Was it a Sam Couzens swashbuckling innings, or was there more to it than that?
Sorry?
Was it a Sam Couzens swashbuckling innings, or was there more to it than that? Was it all out attack?
Yeah. From the start, like I walked in, kept on telling them they were 20 short, and just sort of almost went for it from like ball 2. Got to have one ball to get into the game. But yeah, so after that, I just kept on going. Like, I just went out there to try and give them a challenge, really. I knew it wasn't going to go well, and so I thought it wasn't going to go well, I should say. And I just tried to see what I could do.
And had a bit of fun.
Yeah. Oh, I had a great laugh.
Good stuff. And how's the season been going, Sam? How have you been finding being out there on a Saturday?
Well, at the moment, it's knackering. You know, in that lovely weather we're having. We like to moan about that, but yeah, it's very tiring. But like the season currently, like 1 minute I'm playing really well, next minute I'm playing like trash. That's what it seems like. No in the middle, no average score.
Javan, great to have you on the weekend roundup for the first time. And we're talking about a game 2 Saturdays ago now in the fifth team where you scored 53. So must be pleased with that innings.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with that inning. Although we lost the match, but we have tried very much, and at the end we managed to score some good runs on the board. So yeah, that was a really good game, and we all did our effort, did put our effort on the game, and at the end of the day we were all happy about our performance.
Brilliant. And yeah, looking at the scorecard, there was contributions sort of all the way down the batting. Were you feeling confident when you went out to bat? Was it a comfortable innings for you?
Yeah, I was quite comfortable because there was like quite lot of overs left at the last. So when I came to bat at the number 7, and there was another guy also there who was quite supportive. He was keep rotating the strike, and yeah, in our team we have got a very depth in our batting lineup. So we are very confident that even though our openers didn't get the run, they get out early, then we'll manage to score some runs because we have good batters in our depth.
Brilliant. And your first year at the club, Javan, as well. Where was it you were playing before?
I did play some couple of games with the army. So yeah, that also helps that when I play the army games, and that gives me some quite game experience. How does it feel on the, like if you just play on the nets, then it's like not like a game. But if you are on the field, you see everywhere, fielders everywhere, then you are quite afraid to hit the ball in the air. If you just go in the air, you can get caught out. But if you play again and again, and I play like a couple of games in the army, but I got out early in that game, but I learned and I have got that game experience, and I'm quite confident when I came into the club, and play the game, because I have already played a game and I have got that game experience.
Ralphie, pleasure to see you on the weekend roundup. How is everything with you?
Oh, mate, I'm excited to make my debut on here. So, yeah, no, everything's good with me, mate. All good.
It's an absolute pleasure. So you're on here, though, not talking about a first team game, but talking about a second team game. So I guess the first question is, how has this come about?
I guess, within times of my life changing, having two little ones, wasn't fair on the family to travel too far. So I said I was available to play at home with the second team. And obviously try and help them out as much as I can, really.
Brilliant, and help them out.
Club out mainly.
And help them out, you definitely did. So 70 on Saturday and a big win against Winsley as well, which is giving the twos a bit of momentum and moving them in the right direction in the league.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, I'm trying to keep track of what the twos are up to all year, because it's good for me as a first team captain to see who's doing well and who's performing. But yeah, I kind of was made quite aware that it was quite a big game, so I probably felt more pressure going out and playing in this one than I had for most of the season, I think. So yeah, it was a nervous time, to be fair.
And personally, good to get some runs under the belt.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of was struggling most of the year, so but luckily in the first team, we kind of other people pick up the slack where I've been dropping it. So yeah, it started all right. It kind of managed to get off the mark with a 6, but then I did also get dropped trying to do the same thing again. So changed my mind, but once I kind of was in, I kind of knew I'd kind of stay there for a while and do right by the team. So yeah, no, it was really, really nice time to get out there and bat with a few people, so it was good.
And good spirit in the twos, the couple of wins there now, so momentum's building, as we say.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable, to be fair. They kind of made me very welcome. Obviously, took the mick very quickly, helped me settle in. I think also dropping a catch out. They said I was a twos player after that. I was definitely a twos player after that one. So yeah, but no, I thought the whole team kind of already pulled together and all was behind each other. So it was really good. So obviously results haven't been always going their way this year, but the spirit in the side is definitely still there to be had. So yeah, really good.
Hickey, good to have you back. Here we are again on the weekend roundup, and this time with the added positive of not only talking about you scoring runs, but about the seconds winning the game as well.
Yeah, it's nice to be back again on positive terms this time. So last time I spoke to you, got me down again for a few hours afterwards after I've got about it. So this time it's nice to talk to you on a high.
So 50 runs to your name, 52 not out as well. Good for the averages, and a decent score from the twos, scoring 240 plus. So a good bat-end display around from the team, was it?
Yeah. Rui put his hand up and opened up, and he done a good job getting 50 open up top. Him and Ralph really laid a good platform for myself and Will to come in towards the back end and do what we do best, score some quick runs, and in Will's case, use the edge of that bat quite well.
Can't remember he's your captain that you're talking about there, but brave words. And then the bowlers going on and bowling the team out for 164, and the team being Winsley as well. So a really impressive win in the league and a really important win too.
Yeah, I think the week before the bowlers bowled really well at bare flats when we were a bit under strength. Craner, again, he's just bowling like Craner is, hit his areas, don't go for anything, takes wickets. And the big bonus for us recently has been Rob Wilkes. His last 6 or 7 games, he's come bowled really well and turned it around. So no, the bowler's done really well. We stuck to our plan. We fielded well, and yeah, it was a good win against second in the table they were at the time, and that sets us up well now going to the last 4 games, 4 crucial games for us.
So we have one of our favourites now in the weekend roundup, a double act with Steve Richardson and Matt Billett. Steve and Matt, good to have you. And we're talking about the game from the weekend where you both scored 50. So how was it batting together?
Well, we had a little partnership the week before as well, so we built on that, I think. Yeah, so Matt, 2 50s in a row.
Yeah.
Then he gets a bit excited and decides to that he can just hit anything, I think. But
51 and 50. So get the milestone and then just get out pretty much straight away.
Done your job there, Matt. Once you get to 50, is that the approach?
What's that?
Done your job when you get to 50.
Well, I was thinking that the week before I got to 50, and then I thought, well, I can sort of swing about a little bit. It was on about 185 or something like that after me and Steve got out, and then we ended up on 197 all out. So I was thinking, hopefully the last 5 batsmen might come in and score some runs after us, but that didn't happen in the end. So maybe I shouldn't have gone all out so quickly. But at this weekend, it was a little bit easier because after I passed 50, I mean, we only had about 20 odd runs to get another 7 batsmen coming in. So, I mean, I was hoping the claps wouldn't be as bad this weekend. It wasn't. Steve hung on and got his 50 as well.
Hung on. Yeah, I tried to tell him when he gets 50, but he didn't listen. He didn't listen the last couple of times. But yeah, you say it's not often you get that, especially the week before when we had about 10 overs to go. And then we got out on 50. So when you get there, you got to try and make the most of it, haven't you? But
it was a great catch, to be fair. great catch. They were dropping everything in the field, dropping out everything before the game, like warming up and that. And then I was doing one in the air, and he's ran forward off the boundary, dived and took it. It was brilliant, but it was a poor shot as well, to be honest. So I can't complain too much.
Got to pick your fielders. So, but it was a good victory as well, we should say. So, bowling the opposition out for just over 140, and then knocking them off in 29 overs. So, pretty much a complete performance, would you say, from the team?
Yeah, we didn't start off too well in the bowling. Like, so Frank and Fryer opened up, and we got a wicket early on. We got 2 wickets early on, but then they started to put on a bit of a partnership. Got to about 100 odd, I think, for 2 or 3 maybe when it got to the first drinks break, and then we just got back into it. After their 3rd wicket, they just collapsed pretty much, but it was good bowling afterwards.
Yeah, it's a big wicket at Toby Dorgan to get him out, because he's averaging over 100, I think, this year. So we got him out, and the bowlers did a top job because it was going to look like at one stage, I think 250, 300 the way they were going to go. So they set it up, and then as long as we just saw off the opening couple of bowlers, then even with the outfields like that, even a nudger like me can just tap it and it goes for 4. It's brilliant, isn't it? These outfields like this. Keep them this low.
Yeah, long way to continue. Now, Matt, when I first spoke to you after you come back from university, you were going to get involved with a bit of the reporting, go and watching a few games, and then within a couple of weeks, I think you're back out there playing. So what happened?
I don't know. Watching just makes you want to play. I'm not a big fan of like the 40 over sort of stuff because I think it's a bit too long for me. But when you're out there and you're watching it, it's alright to watch for a little bit. But then when you're there for 6 or 7 hours a day, you'd rather be out there playing. So I thought I'd just try me out in 1 or 2 games. I didn't do very well in the first 2, so I thought I'd carry on. And it was good stuff that I did because I started scoring runs properly.
Brilliant. Well, it's good to have you back, and good. Thanks for joining us. And we've survived the whole chat there without Snatch disrupting us. So I think another win as well.
They're trying to come in. Yeah, they're trying to come in.
Good stuff. Thanks both. Dave, we absolutely had to speak to you today on the weekend roundup after scoring a huge 183 not out at the weekend. You must be feeling pretty good after that innings.
Yeah, no, it's pretty. I mean, I was pretty sore the last few days, but yeah, I've probably spent more time looking at play cricket this week than I have previously. So yeah, it was a pretty enjoyable one. So yeah, nice to get my first 100 and first of the club, and hopefully, first of many kind of big knocks to come.
Absolutely, and a big knock. It definitely was, turning that 100 into a huge 100 as well. So, and that was opening up batting all the way through. Was it a pretty comfortable innings for you?
Yeah. So I mean, thankfully, Nate won the toss. Was able to bat in the heat. It was a very nice ground at Malmesbury, kind of quick outfield, and thankfully, kind of you got good value for your shots. So. Nice. Enjoyed batting with Nath and Matt and Katie. Batted well, put kind of foot on the throat. Nice to put away the bad balls and get to 300, which I mean, kind of target we were thinking 250, then just kind of keep pushing and pushing. And runs kept coming. So it was a very enjoyable knock.
Brilliant. And then the bowlers doing their part and bowling opposition out for 165. So a really comfortable or convincing victory as well. Yeah,
good from Jack. Just at the top, open, just very neat and tidy. Barely went for anything, put a lot of pressure on them, kept that run rate down. And then Beanie and Emily kind of reaping that rewards and kind of bowling well themselves, taking kind of 3 wickets each and kind of building on that momentum and managing to get them all out at the end. So very good to get kind of the big convincing win.
Brilliant. And for those that might not have met you, Dave, kind of first season at the club, where was it you were playing before, and how are you finding your first season?
So initially, obviously, first year moving to Chippenham, previously been playing back home up in Shrewsbury, up in the Midlands. So moved down here for work, and then obviously Chippenham, good local club, it's only half a mile away from where I'm staying. So good to be able to walk back after a few beers, and then really enjoying it. Everyone's been really friendly, and obviously very pleased to have kind of made the first kind of big significant contribution and kind of help win the game.
Dan, on the weekend roundup this week, after your 50 for the 6 on Saturday, how are you feeling after the game?
It was a really good game. We hit, as a team, I think it's 325 against Cown. Me and Mike Heel put on, I think, around 161 as 6 and 7 partnership. It's always good to get your maiden 50. I've milked it a lot, but I think when I came in at 6, we were on about 150 for 4. So me and Mike really steered the ship. It's put us in a good place to bowl. I think they got around 260 odd, so we won comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, some amazing stats there in terms of the team total, your partnership with Mike, a fantastic partnership. How were you feeling when you went out to bat? Were you nervous? Were you feeling confident?
Well, it was my first game in about 3 weeks because I went on holiday. I was in quite good nick before the holiday, getting like mid-20s, so I was worried that my nick would gone. But turns out I was a little bit shaky for the first couple of balls just to see myself in, and then got quite confident and then started hitting around the park.
Brilliant, good. And how are you finding senior cricket, Dan? You enjoying being involved?
Yeah, it's my first main season. I've played quite a few games and it's been really fun this season. We've not won necessarily every game, but we've come just short of the mark quite a few times. So
Brilliant.
It's really good.
Brilliant. Well, it's been brilliant to have you in senior cricket, and long may these performances continue. And I know we're going to hear a lot more about you as well. So cheers for joining us, Dan.
All right, cheers.
So Mike joining us on the weekend roundup after 100 on Saturday in the 6th team. How is the body recovering after that innings?
It's still a bit sore, to say the least, and I'm not playing this week because I pulled a muscle going for the final run, as it proved. So I could be in a better place, I suspect, but inside I'm still pretty happy with it.
I was going to ask that question actually about on the scorecard. It says retired at 100. I don't know if that was I've got my runs on walking off, but
I had no idea where I was in terms of my score. The scoreboard wasn't showing it, and I went for a quick single, which at my age I shouldn't be doing at the best of times, but certainly not after being out in the middle for 20 overs or whatever it was. And then people started clapping. I didn't know if they were clapping at me hopping and just about managing to get to the far end of the wicket, or if it was the hundreds turned out. So yeah, it was a slow walk off, Lee, put it that way.
Well, yeah, before this, actually, Mike, we spoke to Dan, who obviously had the partnership with you, and he was talking us through the mammoth score that the team put together, but also the mammoth partnership that you and him put together. Must have been really nice to bat with Dan and put that.
Oh, it was brilliant. He was fantastic. As I say, his technique is great. I don't think he gave a chance. It was only afterwards that I realised I think we put on 160 or so for the wicket, which in large part was very much down to Dan. So I thought he's brilliant. He's got a great future ahead of him at the sport, that's for sure.
Great stuff, and absolutely what the sixth team is all about as well. So plans now, Mike, is rest up the injury and be back for more in a couple of weeks' time?
Yeah, I hope to. I really do. I've been training. This is the first year I've been training. I mean, I've been playing cricket since the age of probably 8 or 9, with quite a few gaps in between, I hasten to add. But this is the first year that I've done training and really enjoy it. Most of the lads are a third of my age out there, and I can't really keep up with them, but I do try my best. And I enjoy getting out there, playing with some of the younger lads. My eldest boy included, so he's in that team. And I'm hoping that my youngest, who's in the under-13s at the moment, I might still be around and able to play when he gets to a point where he's needed. So really looking forward to the coming matches.